Yo, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Derek. What's up, what's up? Antonino, what's up? Okay, so we're aiming to finish the eyes for the blobs today. And in the process of doing that, we're extending one of the previously implemented nodes in our graph node network. More specifically, the set material property editor node. Previously, this was a material in, material out node, but I want to be able to also send in game objects and output game objects. I don't know if a cleaner approach would be to have a separate fetch material node, but this is how we're going to do it right now, which means that we're pretty much doing a new thing here in some ways, I suppose. And we're gonna see if we can get this in place now so we can continue. Antonino, today I'm the first one. You just lost by 1 millisecond, I think. But let's go indeed. So the idea is that we take our set material property runtime node and we're gonna have to introduce a second generic property here. At the end of yesterday's stream, I tried to do something with object. I'm not sure that will work, honestly. I guess it would work here, but instead I think we're gonna do it like this. Let's see. We don't need to do it as objects. We're gonna do return connection can output material or connection can output game object. I think we're gonna keep it as simple as this. Antonino, oh, you're starting to do live streams more often. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna keep this schedule until after the summer. Maybe that it will loosen up by then. My schedule, that is. And then we're gonna do this. So can this output a material or a game object? And then when we generate the output, we're gonna try and get first the material. If it doesn't work, we try and get a game object. If that doesn't work, we fail it. So I want to do if this one returns true, we're gonna do something else. If what do we want to do this? I mean, we can do the ugly way of doing... Maybe we can do this. Material equal to null. And then we try and get a material here. If it fails, I think we're just going to do else here. So if it fails, we do exactly. Do we have a game object reference, or can I rename it? So if this one fails, we're gonna do it like... Or maybe we just do it like this, actually. Oops. We try and get the material here. And then we check if material is equal to null. We do this one. And let's see. Game object. So we try and get input game object instead. If we get a game object, we try and get the renderer. If we get a renderer, we get the material. But if this one fails, we return false. Yo, what's up, PG King? 2 streams in a row indeed. Antonino, what's the next creature after the slime? The idea is that we're probably gonna finish up the stone creature as well. But when we have those 2 creatures, we're actually gonna focus on gameplay a lot. Because at that point we have 2 basic creatures that are quite different in how they behave. And we can pretty much design the actual gameplay with just those 2. Because I want to get something, like I want to be able to play the game at this point. So as soon as we have the blobs in place, we're actually going to do some other stuff. We're going to do creature behavior. And when we have some creature behavior in place, we might go back and polish up the stone creature. And then we're going to do like purely gameplay stuff. So running around, tending to a garden, harvesting things, growing food, you know. Day and night cycle, maybe. PG King, that's a good call. I think the first gameplay loop is so important in the beginning. Yeah, I've held it off for quite a while. I mean, we have bits and pieces of the gameplay loop, but we don't have it all together just yet. Because I like my prototypes looking nice. But at least something like this should be what we want. And then I guess we have this little problem, however. Or you know what? T. Generate output T. Yeah, the problem with this one is that I wanted to output either a game object or so I think we're gonna do generate. Yeah, that's the thing. To generate output, Fucking hell, that's true. We can probably make this a little bit nice. Yeah, we can make this a little bit nicer. I think we're gonna do it like this. If T is material, let's wait with that one. Else, if T is game object, else return false. Yeah, let's do it like this instead. And then we can keep this one here. So let's see how this one I want to keep it in the top here still. Fuck, can we do it like this? We can't do that, but we can do this. I wonder if I wanna, yeah, we're gonna wait with this one. Oops, I guess, yeah, this might, let's go T then. I want to return true here. And yeah, of course we want to do this, try get input. If return false, and otherwise we're gonna do this thing. Okay, I think this is what we're finally gonna end on. PG King 9, have you done a lot of prototyping before this project? Not on this project per se, but I've done generally for other games, yes. For this game, I've done some similar, like small games that takes bits and pieces, or that basically are bits and pieces of this game. Okay, let me just go through this before we try it. It could be implemented in a better way, I suppose, but let's see. So we have a material here. In fact, do we really need... We don't need it outside of this one, so let's put it here. Never mind, we do need it outside, because we're gonna set some properties on it. But okay, we create the material, and then we check if the value that is being asked for is material. If it is, we try and get material from the input, and then we set it in the cache. If it's not, we see if it's a game object. If it's not, we return false. If it is, we try and get the input. If we get the input, we try and get a renderer. And I think we're gonna put it like this here. Return false. Okay, thank you. Then we set the material, then we set the cache. Or now we set the cache here, but we set the return value. Okay, I think this is it. Let's take a look, see if it works. And it does not. Ooh, okay, we actually have some fails here. Let's see. Failed to generate this one. Let's see. Set material. All of these comes after the material property, so I'm pretty sure it's this one that fails. Whoa, 1 sec. Generation runtime node. So it's only trying, so this one fails for some reason. We have a lot of return false here, so the question is... You. Okay, so right now it fails at this one because we know it's material. So I'm guessing it fails here for some reason. Let's just double check if... So set material property editor node, input is material, value is color, looks to be okay, material output, material input. The connections here seem to be correct. I want to take a quick look at set material property editor node. We did some big changes here as well. What annoys me is that we pretty much just did a cleanup, but I probably fucked up somewhere. Yeah, it's a big switch indeed. Not the biggest one, I think. In fact, I'm afraid that this one fails here somewhere. Unfortunately. Okay, property name. You know what? We know that these works because we can actually change it here. And it works accordingly. Value type get default, value type extension get default internal name. I'm thinking that it... This should be okay as well. We add this option. We get this option by the same name. Yeah, this works as well, we know that. Get node option by name. Property type. And this is the same one. Get node option by name. Default internal name. So property type, we get property name. Property type. This actually looks good to me. Could it be creature blob definition? We update this one. And then we also update. It would be beautiful if it's just some serialization cache that's left, but no. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to figure out exactly where this one fails. And I'm gonna do it by... let's see, value is material. Bug.log. Value is material. And... set to material. Let's start with that. Value. Okay, that's one step closer. We don't even get to this point. But. Fail to generate set material property. This one fails here, where we do generate output. Generate output, where the hell could this one fail if not here? So we're not even asking for material. Is that it? What are we asking for here then? What? Chin, I'm very interested in what we're trying to get at this state, if it's not material. Fetch in unit engine material. What the fuck? Mhm. How is this even possible? Target output from set material property runtime node. Fetching material value failed to generate. Am I misunderstanding something here? We have something similar in set transform runtime node, I think. Not exactly, unfortunately. We just do it like this, okay. If we were to do this instead, this one, would that give us, would that work? It does. Fucking, oops, sorry about that. Looking at these eyes makes me wonder if we just want to go pure black. I think so. I'm pretty sure. If we go pure black here, we can probably play around more with the color here as well, maybe. But okay, we're gonna have to do it like this. That's... I honestly don't know exactly why though. And this doesn't look too good. But if it works, it works. Okay, let's add some variation to the eyes. I'm not gonna... I think we're gonna keep... Yeah, we're gonna keep the whites in the eyes for now. We're gonna generate some random values for it and see how it looks. So these eyes, let's complicate it a bit more. So the idea is that we set transform here. We output the game object, so then we have that material property editor node, but this time around we want an input that is game object. We want to set a float. Yo, what's up, Lost Forever? The property name we want to set is cell shade lit eye. We want to set center size. We want it to be a random value. Between 0 and 1. That's one property. Lost Forever, you're the shader guy. That might be. I guess that's where I peak. I also want to try, I think we're gonna randomize outer color as well. So set material property editor node. Game object. Color. Outer color. We're gonna add a random color. Lost Forever, I saw your block shader thing and subscribed. Appreciate it. Yeah, this game has had quite a great journey so far, and hopefully we're gonna put all of the pieces together in a couple of months. And Lost Forever, why don't you make long form videos? I'm actually in the process of starting it up again. I haven't had that much time this year so far, but my schedule is loosening up this summer, and hopefully, I don't want to make any promises, but I'm gonna do my very, very best to start outputting long form videos again. I really enjoyed the process of doing them. And when looking back at my old long form videos, I actually really, I'm proud of that work. Fuck, do I want to add a new... Let's just go with... let's create a new one then. And I'm not entirely sure what we want to go here. Outer color, let's go white. You know what? Let's go white and black. For now. Oh, we didn't want to do new here, but new here. Okay, there we go. Let's do this one, and Something like that. And then I want to take these nodes, we want to duplicate them and put them over here. And I'll put this here. The thing now is that this one and this one aren't tied. We should probably, like, I don't think I want to randomize the eyes in such a way that the eyes are different in color and pupil size for this creature. But just for testing purposes, let's do it. And then we do creature spawn 5 maybe. Lost Forever, I would love to see you make one long form. I have a few. If you haven't watched them, I recommend them. Some of them are very, like, going down deep in implementation details, which might be a bit too much. And as for the question, what's my favorite thing to do when I start a new Unity project? The first thing I do always is to just make the scene look nice. So I think it's way nicer to work in a good looking scene, you know. Okay, so this is something we want to avoid. Here we have 2 eyes, widely different. One with pretty much a pure black eye and one with a pretty much a human eye. But watching this, yeah, I think that the visuals like this for blobs works if the eyes are located outside of the blob. If we have them inside, we probably want to do pure black, I think. Looks like a lemon, maybe a little. Giving them eyes is like, okay. So I'm thinking if we're gonna go pure black, but we might randomize. Okay, we don't have the same here. We might randomize the color of them, actually. I mean, it might not look that pretty if it's red, but it's actually not too bad. Lost Forever, I have to go. Goodbye. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate it. And you have a great day as well. Okay, the more I think about these eyes, we're probably gonna go one color. We're probably gonna go one color, and the pupil is gonna be as big as the eye. So we're just, yeah, one colored eye is the way to go, I think. And then we can like experiment with the color. So I mean, if you have a blob that has what is the word? When 2 colors work great together, like, I don't know, orange and purple, if you get a blob like that, or that might be something that the player wants to breed towards. So the player might get a purple blob but with blue eyes, but then it has I don't know, but a better example would be, so we have 2 white blobs, one with yellow eyes and one with blue eyes, and the player wants to have a white blob with green eyes. That's the color mix that results in green, right? And then we don't want to go this weird as well. Yeah, we have a few things to finish up here when it comes to the eyes. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure this is the way to go. And the good thing is, if we do eyes that are pure colored like this, we can experiment with the shapes as well. Like, I want to animate the shapes depending on how the blob feels, if it's sad or happy and whatnot. Okay, so let's do... And I think we do want the eyes. You know what? Fuck, it's gonna be quite hard to introduce. So we have to, at some point, we're gonna have to define the exact parameters that controls how a blob looks. Like, for instance, I think I would like the blobs to be able to have 2 different colored eyes, but I want that to be rare. So maybe we'll do, like, most blobs will have black eyes, but then it's a little bit rarer to have any other color eyes, and then it's even rarer to have differently colored eyes. But I'm gonna have to sit down with pen and paper and solve that, I think. But let's do... center size is... We're not gonna randomize that. Just gonna randomize the... Is it the outer color? No, it's the center color. And then I want to randomize it similar to this one, but I think this is a little bit too bright, so I'm wondering if we just want to go... I mean, we're probably going to go with custom gradients eventually, but this one will work for now. We didn't have this one, no we didn't. So we do something like that, and then we do it here as well. Okay, let's see what kind of result we get from this. Oh, I forgot to do one thing. Blob eye material. Yeah, we're gonna go 0 here. You know what? I also want to introduce black. Can we move multiple at once? No, we can't. Let's do... I mean, an easy way to do... 70... Oops. Okay. 90... 80... 70... 60... 50, and then we add a new one here and we make it pure black. And I would like to be able to do... I guess we can do it like this. So now we roughly have a 40% chance, or risk, depending on how you see it, to get purely black eyes. And yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out exactly how I want this to go about. We're probably gonna have some input here, and I want it very seed based as well. Yeah. So most of them are gonna have purely black eyes. Here we have, that looks the different colored eyes do actually look pretty shit. Honestly, this right here is probably best result, I would say, which means that we probably want to do something like we pull this one here, we remove this one, and then we output this one to here as well. And then we make it not cashless, so this is good. And like the positioning for the eyes, it's a bit too weird currently. And this looks pretty good. This looks shit. This looks pretty good as well. This, I don't even know. That's a blobby blob. Pretty cool looking blob. Yeah, so what I think we want to introduce here is yeah, I think we're gonna start introducing a little bit more some relationship to the eyes. So what I mean is that when we generate the eyes, they will depend on each other pretty much. So we won't have one eye that generates as the biggest size and one that is the smallest size. But instead they will have one. We will randomize a value and then we will add or remove from that value for the eyes. So it's more gonna be like an offset to the generated value as opposed to two random values. This actually looks extremely good, I would say. Okay. So I think it's unfortunately gonna be time to extend this math runtime node. So, okay, what I want to do is we want to do, so when we add the ice, we want to calculate a random point b. So when I think about this, like, we want the ice to be located on a horizontal line-ish. I guess we can rotate it quite a bit. So the question is, do we want to randomize the offset of each eye? Or do we want to randomize like the alignment of the horizontal line we are adding the ice after? Maybe... so we only have 2 points. They are always going to be located on a line. But I think I want this line to be intersecting this point as well. But let's open this one up and draw a bit. It's been a while. So what I'm talking about is if we have our blob, we calculate a random point, and then I'm wondering if we should do calculate a line, and then we position the eyes on that line with varying distance from the center. So here and here. If we went totally random, so for each eye, then we might get something that looks like this. And I mean, it's okay, but we might also get something that looks like, depending on how big. no reason to make it harder than it is. Yeah, I think we are gonna randomize. We're gonna randomize an offset for each eye, and it's gonna be, we're just gonna take distance in X. We're not gonna randomize distance in Z. I don't, oh, maybe a little bit. And then randomize up here. Yeah, let's just take the easy way out. But that means that we're gonna calculate a random point, and then we're gonna do calculate a positive offset, calculate a negative offset, place I1 on P plus PO, NO, PO, place I2 on P plus NO. But I'm wondering if I want to add some more. I mean, with these simple calculations, we can pretty much make sure that every blob looks sorta presentable. Yeah. I don't think I want it to be any crazier than this. But so when it comes to our math runtime node, or our math node, we're gonna have to be able to, no, I guess we're just gonna have to be able to add two vector 3s. So I'm wondering if it's time to make this one, which I thought it already was. I guess I took the easy way out here. But let's do math editor node. Yeah. Can we solve this in a better way than a big switch case? I don't think so. But let's do add option, operation type. Input 1. Or did I change the wrong one? Operation type. Yo, what's up, Lost Forever? Welcome back, welcome back. Get internal input name. Get default input display. Yeah, let's do... Oh, do we actually... Okay.
I try to remember, but when everything is coming back to me, I feel as if my memory is paralyzed.
Now let's see. What is the last thing you can remember?
I don't know.
Something I like this. Lost Forever, I still use the Visual Studio Code, the purple one. Oh, so that's just... Yeah, okay, so this one is VS Code and the other one is just Visual Studio, right? Oh, did I fuck this up already? Oh yeah, I fucked this up because... Because of the renaming of the internal names. Yeah, this is actually not that good of a thing. I wonder if maybe it's better in this case to do it on the outside. It's probably not, but we're gonna add some other methods for doing it indexed, I think. Okay. I wonder if I want to do it like this instead. Get default input internal name. But I don't know. Yeah, this one should probably be A. And this one should be B. Yeah, and let's keep it like... We don't care about operation type here, I don't think. Result, maybe.
Now, how about drums? An instrument everybody loves.
Okay, let's just implement exactly what we need and no more. For now. Yeah, output port is going to be decided by whatever the inputs are. So maybe. Maybe it would be easier right now to just do it like this, and we change it to value type. And it controls both of them, and then we'll just simplify stuff. I think like there should exist a very nice way to do this. It has been done so many times before, but I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm a little bit shocked actually that that Unity Graph Toolkit doesn't have a math node by default. Maybe it will in the future. So I don't want to implement too much on this one, only what we need. So we're going to do float multiplication. I have no idea what this one is located here. It's not operate. We don't care about operation type here, but what we do care about is this one. So value type, value type. We do value type, and if it's equal to float, we do this. And if we have vector 3, we do this. We want to get the operation, and we actually want to get the type as well. So we're going to do math runtime node. Yeah, we just do the easy and quick fix like this. We're gonna do math runtime node u. Oops. What am I missing? Yeah, we're gonna get them as inputs. Yes, can output u. And I guess we're gonna have to set where u is. Not exactly what it is. Can the documentation help us? Unity vector 3. Okay, let's do like this time. You know what? Because we should be able to set u here, where u race. Can we do something like add constraint to generic type? Or something, something. I number. Not. I number. I'm not entirely sure. Okay. I would want to add a constraint on a generic type that it needs to overload multiplication, where the generic type can be both float or can be a float or a Unity engine vector 3. Like, this would definitely be the nicest way to do it if it's possible. Otherwise, I guess we would have to do some ugly switches and casts. I'm not sure. We can look into it at a later point. For now, it's gonna be so damn ugly here. It's gonna be like a if within a switch. But I guess... let's do it as if type of u equal to type of float. this. And the result for this one then would probably be input 1.scale, which returns a void. So result is equal to input 1, and then input 1 or result.scale input 2. I mean, something like this will work for now. It's rough. And then we jump to math editor node and we fix operation type. We want to get okay, can I test this one in a quick way? Probably yes. Okay, just remember we also want to be able to add as well. We might as well implement that also. Real quick. And then let's see. Yeah, I guess we can test it with the eyes. So we want to randomize a position. Let's see here. We want to randomize random point. Vector 3 is going to be in local space, so what random values did we have here on X is going to be 0, Y is going to be -2, 0, 1, I think. 0.2, 0.1. And then Z 0.2, 0.3, 0.2, oops, 0.3. Then we want to create two vector 3 addition node. We want to take this one and we want to add something. And we're gonna add random We just want to randomize in the X and Y, I guess, but now the question is with how much. So maybe 0.1 is okay. So we don't want to randomize Z anymore, and we do want to randomize. So this one is going to be negative only. So what did we have on the previous one? 0.3 is a little bit too much, I think. Minus 0.2, 0. So that's the first one we add. For the second one, we do positive here. So 0.2. So then we have our position for the eyes. And then I'm thinking of doing... We're gonna take this one, we're gonna make it cashless. So every time we call this node, we regenerate the value. This is a position, we don't need that one. This is also position. We want to set material property. It's going to be center color. But we also want to reuse this one. So we instantiate this prefab. We do set transform. Input space self. We want to set position only. Oh fuck, we want to randomize the size as well. We will get to the size soon. So this game object, we want one eye like this. We want another eye. Oh, come on. Like this. Then we have that material property node. Yeah, we probably need two of these. And now we have add a child node and another. But the second one, we want to do it like this. And then we add it to this. So this is our graph for the eye now. Yo, what's up, Yash? How's the game dev going? Everything is good here, I think. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. How about you? Let's try this one, I think. So now what we have changed is... yeah, let's make this cashless as well. We're gonna generate two eyes, offset them based on a random initial point. And that's about it. And we get an error. So no fails, okay. Yeah, it's cool. Yesterday I posted my game trailer on r/destroy my game. An amount of negative feedback destroyed my soul. Yeah, I know how it is. I know how it is. Hopefully it was constructive. Negative feedback at least. So I'm guessing it's this one that fails. I have no idea why though. Yeah, mostly on AI voice is used in trailer. Ah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's still a lot of hate related to like AI generated stuff. I think it's mostly because people very much relate it to like slop, unfortunately. I'm almost entirely sure. That it's the math editor node that screws this up. I'm just gonna try and we have a pretty thorough debug messaging from the graph network, but for some reason is something wrong with the cache here? Yash, what about you? Do you ever feel the idea isn't good enough or people won't like it? Pretty much all the time, man. Yo, what's up, Star Platinum? I don't know which time zone you're in, but I'm streaming Monday and Tuesday, 10 a.m. Central European summertime. So right now it's about 11:39 a.m. Okay, let's just disable cacherless real quick. Okay, it's not cacherless. Oh, yeah. This one we want cacherless as well. Math editor node. I'm pretty fucking sure that the problem lies within the math runtime node, this ugly implementation here. Although I'm not entirely sure exactly what. Can output you. Does it fail here? Whoa, 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 whoa. Do we actually get one blob? We do. Do get one blob. Yeah, we have some ice these days. Okay, this is weird. I'm wondering if... glowing yellow eyes are scary, not gonna lie. Like, I want some of my creatures to be a little bit scary. Okay, this is a weird issue. This is a very weird issue. Let's add back cashless. Let's save again. Let's play. Fuck, let's do this. Quit, clear, play. Add child runtime node. Oh, what the fuck? Oops. There we go. Okay. Did I disable cashless? Yeah, we probably wanna do here we want never mind. Cashless. This one should be cashless. This one should not. And this one shouldn't be cashless either. Let's see. We want to generate 2 eyes so we don't store, or whenever we ask for the output of this node, we generate new output. This is how it should be, I think. And now we're talking, I think. Maybe we're going a little bit too overboard with the offset in the X direction. Y direction is probably okay. Maybe we want to go even a bit lower. Yeah, I think so. So here we probably want to go as low as 0.2. As for the output here, maybe we want to go negative 0.3 and negative 0.1, positive 0.1 and positive 0.3. That's better. This is a little bit rough, so I guess that happens when we go maximum amount up and maximum amount down. I don't know, maybe we should have blobs that looks like that. Maybe it's not too bad. But I mean, it's not... It's a very basic set of eyes. But I think it's an okay start. Did we actually get these, so we can see the shape of the blobs where they are touching ground? Did we have this weird shape previously as well? Maybe we did, I just didn't notice. Probably want to add some logic where we put these bones, or we want to have some bottom bones that are placed a little bit better than this. But I guess it's okay. Not entirely sure what I want to do about this problem just yet. I'm thinking about solving it in some way, just haven't gotten around to it. That's just something we're gonna have, like, because of how transparency is handled. This one is good. Pretty sure the bottoms didn't look exactly like this. We had more something like this. This one looks very cool, actually. I think. But what do we have here? Okay, so we have a very strong refraction on this one. Extremely. Ah, is it that they were located too high up? Probably. Star Planet nice. I like the eyes being round and not too close to each other. I agree, I agree. Yeah, this is like a perfect set of eyes. Try walking on it. So the blobs do have an inner collider, and that's the one that controls that we can't be entirely inside of it. Fucking hell, this looks so good, I think. Some of these blobs actually generate to something that looks extremely nice. And most of them actually. And the cool thing is that the eyes themselves, they are pretty much static right now. So the movement of them we see is pretty much only thanks to refraction. The rock creature right now is a very basic shape. I have a redesign in mind. Can't show them right now. God, this looks so good. I think. I think we can definitely start giving them some thought and behavior. We have that issue left, but we can definitely start giving them some behavior and stuff like that next week. Yeah, we have, at some point, we get a little bit of an issue where the eyes appear outside of the blob if we run into it too much or too weirdly. But it should be okay. If the sticking effect gets extremely, shouldn't you stick each eye to a spring bone instead? That's what I thought initially, or that was the idea. But I don't want to add like unnecessary springs. It actually might not be that much of a problem. Like, worst case scenario, we will add some springs to the eyes. But if we don't have to, that would be beautiful. This mix I like a lot. Red eyes and baby blue. You can see sometimes that the eyes, they do stick out. What we could do is we could make it so that the eyes are placed it would be funny if you jump on it and it bounces like a trampoline. That would be very nice indeed. I think it's quite nice that we can get these visuals of the eyes without them actually bouncing around. But that also means okay, we might need to do something about the eyes animating, because that means that if we don't have any refraction, we don't randomize refraction right now though, but if we remove the blur, so now we have 0 blur for this one, but we have refraction. But if we have a blob with very low refraction, it's gonna look... So if we have 0 refraction, it's not too bad, is it? They might be a little bit too static, the eyes. And then if we have a lot of refraction, then we're gonna get some issues like that, but... all in all, I'm very surprised by the good result we have gotten from the eyes already. Then eventually I wonder if we can animate, like I would like to do a lot of custom animations controlling the bones themselves. Start planning, my bad if you missed out, but why did you stop working on the rock creature, like at the moment? I needed to start working on a creature that can actually move and has some... what's the word for it? Like I wanted a creature that is autonomous, like the rock creature is just a static creature basically. Extremely basic. Well, I needed to start working on a creature that can move around and stuff like that, because I want to start getting some creature AI in place. Which we're gonna do next week, I think. Does that mean rock creatures don't move? Yeah, the idea was that we were gonna do some basic creature work on them. But yeah, they won't move. The idea is that you just find them when you like dig or destroy stones. And then yeah, then you can keep them around, I don't know, place them on a shelf maybe. And they will pretty much just enjoy life, whatever you do with them. Okay, I'm starting to get to a place where I'm extremely happy with how the blobs looks. I would love to do... I have a lot of stuff planned for the eyes moving forward. I would like to do... I wonder if we will be able to, but like when the blobs... Or I want to make the eyes extremely... I want to make them that they convey feelings in a good way. Happiness and sadness and tiredness and stuff like that. But I don't think we're going to do that today. So what I'm thinking about doing for that is just we're going to create a sphere in Blender and then we're going to make it into different shapes using shape keys and animate it that way. As for the eyes and the blobs, I think it looks good. So maybe, just maybe, we should okay, so I'm wondering if we should add the eyes to a center game object. And then the position, I just want to test this out, but the center, the game object that we place it on, it will have the average position of all the bones, maybe. Or you know what? We're just gonna add it. Nah, let's try and add. Let's try and add it as a spring joint, maybe. Yeah, so we're gonna add a center object, which we add the eyes to as children. And then we place that one in the center and make it behave like a joint. But before we do that, I need to run AFK real quick. I'll be right back, a minute or two. Okay, back. Sorry about that. So, let's take this blob, remove the refraction. So we get something like this. Very static eyes. And let's see if we can add a joint to it. Unfortunately, I guess there wasn't really a better way, but like the joint logic we add for the soft bodies is all encapsulated in one node like this. Add soft body editor node. So we can't really reuse this one for the eyes. So we are gonna have to create a add joint node. That one is gonna be very reusable, so that's okay. I'm just wondering. Let's see if we can do. Placemat. Okay. What do we need for this one? We have instantiate an empty game object. We do have add rigid body, and we have, I think we only need a add joint node. Let's see here. I guess in a perfect world we would probably want to be able to for now we're gonna have a game object in, game object out type of design, which I've had for like most of the nodes. And that is also gonna be the parent. Or not parent actually, but anchor object for our joint. And then I also want to simplify it quite a bit. Where do we have blob test? Configurable joint. You know what? I think we can do here we can see when we do these joints, we have joint mass, radius, spring, damper, bounciness. I think we're gonna go with these three, and we end this one. Yeah, let's do it. We're gonna have mass, linear damping, angular damping. Use gravity. Oh, you know what? No. We're gonna have soft body. We're gonna have all of these except for radius. Or you know what? We're not gonna have mass either. Okay, we don't need any options. Skin method we don't care about. Is that actually everything we will be needing for this one? Maybe it is. I should have gone with the soft body, but this is okay. Input count. What do we have? Vertex list we don't need. Ah, yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We need an extra game object input, which is gonna be the anchor. That's true. Let's just do it like this. So many inputs do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 inputs. I don't think we need this. Well, we do, but it's gonna be empty. So 0 needs to be game object, 0 or 1. And then we have, so game object, float, float, float. We're gonna ask for mass, linear damping, angular damping, and game object. And then we're gonna do game object, anchor object. 2, 3, 4. Okay. think it's a rigid body we need here. Anchor rigid body. No. What, did I fuck up? Yeah, I did. But I'm wondering if I want to do it like this. We need that one. Or maybe we should just keep this one. So we already have this one at this point. We add a rigid body. We set mat. Don't want to add a rigid body here, unfortunately. We don't want to add a rigid body here. We want to add a configurable joint. And we don't care about all of this. Instead, we want to have soft body. Yeah, it's these we want to get, not... so we want to get... Yes. So add a joint runtime node. Five inputs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. 6. Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we create the joint, or we try and get it, otherwise we add it. We create all of these limits and whatnot. And then we set connected body, joint axis, secondary axis. I don't know. Yeah, that's probably good. Yes, 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 yes. This, we will probably add this as a setting eventually. But for now, this is good. I think I want to try this one. Let's just change add joint editor node. Here we must change this one to add joint runtime node. And I want to reuse some of these values here. Pretty much all of them, I think. Except for radius then. So we're gonna do add instantiate game object instantiator. It's gonna be an empty game object. I want to add a rigid body to it. You know what? Before we do that, we're gonna do... let's add a rigid body. To this game object. I think we're gonna leave it like this. Now we have mass, spray, mass, linear and angular damping. In fact, I would like to get these random nodes as well, these. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Ah, come on. And here we can see... I hate when graphs starts to look like this. Can we do something like this? And that's not the order we wanted. And then I want to add all of the eyes to this one. Or actually, we're going to do this. Add joint. And then we do... This is the game object we want to add it to. Anchor. I want to do one more thing with the anchor here. Or no, I don't. Or yes, I do. But we're going to do it like this. Let's... yeah. Then we have this joint here, anchor node. And then I want to add these eyes. They should have this one as a parent instead. Here. And then before... And then outside of all of this, see here. Add child, add child. Then we want an add child node. Where the parent game object should be this one. That's here, right? Parent node. I guess there's no nice way of doing this. And then we do something like this. Convert to portals. Ooh, there is a nice way of doing this. It's not as clear as I would like though, but maybe. Maybe. Okay. And I think that's it. So what we do now is that we create an empty game object, add a rigid body to it, add a joint to it, and then we add the eyes to this one. And then when we have created all of this object, in fact, we can restructure this one quite nicely with the portals, I think. Might be a bit harder to follow unless... Can we jump to... Okay, we see it like this. Okay, that's pretty good. Let's try this. Let's see what it gives us. It gives us an error. Did we get any failed? No, we didn't. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, we want to set these as cache. No, we don't want to set them as cache-less. But... joint bounciness is not set. Really? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yo, what's up, Antonino? Yeah, we basically finished the slime ice. We're adding some extra juice to them. Some extra bounciness. We're gonna see how it looks. And then we are gonna call it quits on the ice, I think. I think they are in a good shape. I'm just gonna have to get to the bottom of this. So somewhere around here we should have an add joint. Add raw joint, add. Where do we have the add joint? Here we go. Add joint runtime node. We have, ooh. So we don't add this one. Start plan, am I tripping? Did you restart the stream? Now, unfortunately, we have some like false copyright claims on the stream sometimes, and YouTube usually or sometimes takes it down temporarily to automatically resolve it, I guess. We had something similar happen yesterday. It's very unfortunate. Okay, element 5 of add join node. This one never gets set. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, of course. What am I missing here? Joint, spring joint, damper joint, bounciness. Yes. This is just 5, so why am I... Yes, we don't want mass here. So we're gonna remove mass. We're gonna change this one to 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna change this one back to 5, and that should be it. Do you know what the things you copyrighted, that gets copyrighted? It's 100% the music, although like... I'm using the correct licenses and I'm giving credits, so like everything is in order. It's just that on YouTube these days, or pretty much everywhere on internet these days, you have these automatic bots running around doing all sort of stuff. But on YouTube you have a lot of these like audio copyright bots, and they just add copyright claims to videos. Sometimes the makers don't get them resolved and they earn a little bit of cash. Most of the time, however, they are not resolved in their favor. But I mean, they have nothing to lose, right? Let's save this. Okay, no errors. And on our blob here now, we don't have any eyes. We have a new game object somewhere. It's up here. It's actually falling because we have used gravity. Which I thought would be solved by having the connected body be blob. Whoa, 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 whoa. Our spring here is... It's extremely heavy, and our spring is extremely weak. Because I probably set the joint spring to be equal to joint mass, which is wrong. We want it to be equal to joint spring, which is this one. So let's replace it and try it again. Ooh, we actually have a couple of eyes here. I think we need to go higher on the spring though. It actually doesn't look too bad. So if we go to new game object, we have two, let's see here. We have our two eyes here. They are currently attached to this new game object here, which is a rigid body with a joint. So if we take this blob, and we can see here that the eyes are sloping quite a bit. So we get something like this. If we change the mass to this one to be 1, yeah, we get this, 8. It all depends on exactly how we want them to appear. I mean, maybe the result would look a little bit nicer if they had their unique joints. But I think that would be too costly. What this solves, however, I mean, I guess it looks a little bit more jiggly at this point, the eyes. But what it solves the most is if we have a blob with no blur, so pretty much a full see-through with some colorization, but we also have no refraction distance, so it looks like this. Previously the eyes didn't move that much, this time around they do. I mean, it doesn't look too good that they move in one. Maybe we should add separate joints for them. I mean, I think we have the time to try it real quick. Yeah, I think we do. So what we need to do then is so we take this eye here and add a rigid body to it, and then we add a joint to it. Cashless, cashless, cashless. Let's try this instead. That's looking a little bit rough. Where do we have the eyes? So now we have... Oh! Okay, I fucked up. Never mind. We need to change one more thing here. We need... This one should be located here. And then we'll remove this one. This is how it should be, I think. Yeah, the eyes might... Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do some repositioning of the eyes, I would say. Or change some stuff in the graph. So now the eyes are connected to their own joints. And we don't have any refraction here, and we can see that the eyes, they move pretty similar. Yeah, because they're okay. Maybe it's a better solution to have them connected to some of the other joints, I think. Or actually, here we have extremely jelly eyes. And that's the problem with the joints. Like, having joints on the eyes as well will make them more prone to going outside of the blob. I'm honestly starting to think that not adding joints to them is the better option. Because we're always going to have refraction on the blob, so it's not that important. Pretty sure that's the way we're going to go. Yeah. But add a joint editor node is something we're going to use at a lot of places, so it was something that needed to be added. But this is something we need to fix. So the offset is a bit too much. Sometimes. Yeah, we don't base the offset on the blob size. That's something we need to do eventually. I think something is up with the bottom of these. I don't know what we have changed, so we can see that they are a little bit uneven here. I wonder where that's from. I know why we get it, I just don't know why I noticed it previously. I think this is the best solution for the eyes. Let the refraction do its job. I'm a little bit creature blob. I want to see what happens if we change Yep. Okay, it probably has to do with skin. Add soft body runtime node. I think it has to do with this one. Yeah. Fuck, do they look good? It's a little bit better, but it's not perfect. I want to see what happens as well if we do... It's 4 here. Okay, we're not gonna do that next week, but this parameter and maybe we'll do it. It will be quite quick, I think, but I think, yeah, we're gonna do this parameter is something we're gonna have in the editor as an option, and the other parameter, I'm talking about this one, is something we're gonna randomize. So next week, that's what we're gonna start with. Just getting those two things in place, and then I'm happy enough with how the blobs look. We will probably see some minor adjustments along the road to the visuals of them, but like this is definitely good enough for me to continue. And so what I want to start with next week is I want to add some life to them. And first of all, we're going to start with just some simple movement. So we're going to make a blob move from point A to point B. I haven't really decided yet if I want to do it a physics-based way or a more kinematic way. But that will also include like doing some simple procedural animations for them. So we're probably gonna have to add more information about the bones. Like the blob itself needs to know which soft body bones are at the top and which one are at the bottom, and then we can make some nice animations with that, I think. And when we have movement in place, we're probably gonna do like start adding reasons for the blob to move. Maybe it want to get closer to the player. Maybe we can make it chase the player first of all. But then we're gonna add like it's some needs to it. It's gonna need to eat, play around, I suppose, stuff like that. But I also want to mention that like during all of this, we're probably gonna revisit the visual generation now and then and adjust the variables a little bit. Star Platinum, how will it move? Jump? Yes, it will jump from place to place. So we're gonna add, when it comes to the procedural animation, we're also gonna add some contraction. Contraction, is that the word for it? So it's gonna become smaller in the y-axis and then elongate when it jumps. But yes, unfortunately I need to run now, but fucking great progress today, I think, and next week we can look forward to some old classic game implementation stuff. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend and rest of the week. Peace.